Princess Diana was the most photographed woman on Earth, but the real drama of her life didn't play out in front of the cameras. It unfolded quietly, in private decisions, handwritten letters, and one final legal move the palace never fully anticipated. When she died in 1997, the world assumed her wealth and her influence would dissolve back into the monarchy. Instead, the opening of her will revealed something far more deliberate. Diana had ensured her legacy would flow in one clear direction, and that choice reshaped the modern royal family in ways still unfolding today. Born in 1961 at Park House on the Sandringham estate, Princess Diana entered a world of privilege laced with quiet disappointment. She was the fourth child of the Spencer family, a lineage deeply entwined with the British crown. Royal connections surrounded her from birth, yet inside the family walls, affection was fragile. Her parents longed for a son. That early sense of being unwanted left a mark. By the time her parents divorced, Diana had already learned that love could be unstable and conditional. Her childhood was defined by movement and emotional turbulence, new homes, new titles, new expectations. When her father inherited the title Earl Spencer, Diana became Lady Diana, but status didn't soften her reality. She struggled academically, failed key exams, and left school early. What she lacked in grades, she made up for in empathy. Teachers noticed her instinct to care for others, a quality that would later become her defining public trait. Before the palace ever noticed her, Diana worked ordinary jobs, nannying, cleaning, teaching children. That mattered. She understood real life long before she was thrust into ceremonial one. So when she entered royal orbit through her engagement to King Charles III, the mismatch was immediate. Charles was already emotionally bound to Queen Camilla, a relationship that predated Diana and never truly ended. The world sold the engagement as a fairy tale. Behind closed doors, it was something else entirely. Diana was young, unprepared, and placed inside a marriage where she was competing with a ghost and eventually a living presence. When she later said, "There were 3 of us in this marriage," it wasn't a soundbite, it was a diagnosis. Motherhood became her anchor. Diana raised Prince William and Prince Harry with a determination to break royal tradition. She hugged publicly, took them to theme parks, rode public transit with them, and insisted they understand life beyond palace gates. She wasn't just raising princes, she was raising people. As her marriage collapsed under public scrutiny, Diana did something no modern royal had done before. She spoke. She admitted pain. She acknowledged bulimia, loneliness, and betrayal. She shook hands with AIDS patients without gloves. She dismantled fear with touch. Every quiet rebellion chipped away at the monarchy's emotional distance from the public. By the time her divorce was finalized in 1996, Diana was no longer officially a royal. That distinction mattered, especially when she rewrote her future. Her will, drafted during her separation, named William and Harry as her primary heirs. At the time of her death, her estate was worth over £21 million. The bulk of it went to her sons, not the crown. But the real significance wasn't the money, it was control. Diana added a private letter of wishes outlining how her jewelry and personal effects should be distributed. She wanted her sons, and eventually their wives, to carry pieces of her forward. That wish came true. Her sapphire engagement ring now sits on the hand of Catherine, Princess of Wales. Her diamonds were woven into Meghan Markle's engagement ring. Diana's presence, quite literally, still circles the monarchy. Not all of her wishes were honored. She hoped to provide for her godchildren as well, but that request wasn't legally binding and was ultimately set aside. Still, the heart of her plan held. William and Harry inherited not just wealth, but independence. Trusts delayed their access until adulthood, but when the time came, each received roughly £10 million. For Harry, that inheritance became something else entirely, an exit. In later interviews, he revealed that Diana's money gave him the financial freedom to step away from royal duties and rebuild his life on his own terms. In death, Diana had done what she spent her life doing, protecting her children from a system she knew too well. Princess Diana didn't leave behind castles or crowns. She left leverage. She left permission. She left a blueprint for emotional honesty that future royals would follow. Her final act wasn't a strike against the monarchy, it was a shield for her sons. And that is maybe the most radical thing she ever did.